And welcome back to another edition of Woodsy's Footy Club Tour. And I got none other than Victor, the Inflictor. How you going, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. Good, bit sore.
How's
Face
that
a bit
lip?
sore.
That lip looks a bit sore there, mate.
Got a big ulcer on the inside, mate. Nothing I'm not used to.
How many stitches there?
There's a few internal. It was a good cut. Went all the way through.
How'd you do it?
On the head, someone's head, just before half time, head clash. Just got me straight up in the gum, and that was it. I've never seen something bleed so much.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why, just there. I've had a lot of cuts where that bled.
You've got a few. You don't mind the old blood coming out, do you?
I'm going downhill quickly.
At least you're a good sort.
Yeah,
But, speaking of the game.
My missus said I look like Tom Hardy with this, actually.
Oh, that's all right. That's a wrap. He's a glamour.
I know she's taking the piss. Sarcastic, I think. Sarcasm.
But speaking of the game, what do you think of the Sharkies? Because, mate, they're flying at the moment.
Yeah, they were good, mate. We can't let. I mean, we scored 30 points and didn't win that game. Our defence seems to be better. So if we score 30 points, we should be able to win. But in fairness, they're a good footy side, a good attacking side, and defensive side. They're really trying to play that end-to-end football, which obviously Fitzy's jumping into them. But they're top of the table for a reason, I guess.
Yeah, they don't mind throwing the ball around, do they?
Yeah,
move us big boys around in the middle. Mate, talk to us. You're a local boy in the area. Whereabouts in the eastern suburbs you from?
From Bronte.
Yeah.
So I was lucky. I grew up just in between Bronte and Bondi, and then did Bronte Nippers, went to Bronte school, played for Cavelli Crocs.
Yep.
Good little spot to get brought up in.
Great spot.
It's hard to. I can't even afford to live there now, even though I'm playing rugby league. So kind of get shunted out of there quickly. But yeah, it's such a good spot, mate. I think the beach down there. Yeah, it's probably my favourite place to be in the world, really.
Were you always a Roosters supporter growing up?
Yeah.
Oh, how good's that? So, like a local boy, you don't really hear like with your club because obviously, they bring a lot of blokes in.
We were speaking to our physio today. His son plays the paddock. There's only 4 sides, and then by under 12s, 13s, you're lucky to have all 4 in the comp.
Were they still combined with South Comp?
They were for a bit while I was playing, and then when Roosters signed that Butcher.
Oh, yep.
That's when South pulled the pin on it.
Oh,
and
so
they cracked the shits of that, and then
so the Butcher boys are South's juniors.
Yep,
oh,
Southeastern, yeah, and Nat was playing Armats and stuff with South, and then I'm not sure what went on, but Roosters signed him, and that was it. Then the South pulled the pin, so Roosters comp we end up. I think we're Bulldogs and Tigers maybe, or in that comp. So made us do my parents' extra driving. Thanks, Nat.
Oh, the old man would love that.
Yeah, perfect.
But obviously, you make your debut in 2017 for the Chooks. Like, I remember watching the game. I think how many fans did you have at the game?
It was all the lads from Bronte, the board riders. Yeah, it's a good crew. They do it well, mate.
There's a lot of the guys. Were those twins lads as well? Like they're playing at the moment. The Muskie brothers, they were there.
Yeah.
Thomas,
they were there. Because that was we had a good under 20s crew.
Yeah,
and then,
you won the comp in the 20s too, didn't you?
Yeah, 16. Yeah, that was a good little crew. There were still like such good friends from that crew. There's not like there's not many people I played footy with which I've stuck around so solid with. I don't know why we just all got on so well, but we're still best mates today.
What's your little salty pigs, isn't it?
Yeah, the salty. That's just how we had a group chat called the Pigs.
Oh, yep.
From that 20s side when we were all 18, 17.
Yeah, yep.
I don't know why the Pigs. But, and then that we just still got that group chat today. So that's what.
How good's that, mate? It must be unreal, and especially when you win the 20s comp with all those boys.
Yeah, it was good. There's so many like Manu, Satili, Pawasas playing with dogs.
Was that the game where you were down by a fair bit and you come back? Hey, that's
28-6. So that's 20s football.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
That's good. Yeah,
you could win at any moment, couldn't you? and then obviously you make your debut for the Chooks. Like honestly, for yourself and the family, what's that feel like for being a local junior? You support the club for your whole life.
Yeah, it was good. I think it was more the area that loved it so much. Grew up in Bronte, and then the whole board riders there. Rob Run sorted buses from the beach and whatnot.
So what's the board riders?
Bronte board riders, just the board riders crew down there, surf and comp kinda. So that's what it's on in winter Saturdays or whatnot. I was down there a couple of weeks ago watching. I only watch now, mate. The surf was big the other week too. I would have drowned, but they all got up, got a good crew together, and then it's good for my parents. Obviously, I've got 3 brothers too. We all played rugby league, but I was pretty lucky growing up in the eastern suburbs playing for Crocs, and just happened to be that Lockie Lamb was in our side, and Adrian was my coach from under 7s. I think that was the difference between me and a lot of other kids or brothers in the eastern suburbs is I had a good coach and we built a good side, and I learnt growing up because all my brothers were same as me, they're all good footballers.
Yep.
it's just I feel like junior coaching's like pretty important.
Massive.
And like you know what it's like in the eastern suburbs. They're probably all
so
lawyers
like,
or whatnot.
Did Lemmy take it really serious?
Yeah, for sure. From 7 years old,
Yep.
twice a week, like, and starting like before the even season started. Spent a lot of time with me personally. I think pretty lucky there. We ended up having 2 teams like Reds and Blues.
Yep.
But yeah, he took it as serious as like we had some good players that came out of it. Ended up playing for Randwick Rugby.
Yep.
You know, getting into Waerea-Hargreaves systems.
Oh wow.
Me, Lockie, obviously, is over in England now. We had some good kids that actually done well, and it's probably because of that junior coaching.
And like, so obviously you've been around like, the Chooks for a while, and you know they're pretty influential people. Would you say Lammy's probably one of your most influential people you've had?
Yeah. I've always said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I didn't, he was my coach. There's no way I would have played.
Wow, that's
I'd be the same as
huge,
my brothers, without a doubt.
Just
my oldest was smoking bongs. My oldest brother was a great footy player. You know, even my mums and dad said it was tough as nails. And then, like you said, just doesn't have coaches. And then all of a sudden gets to 16, 17, or even like 14, 15, and then half the kids in the East Suburbs pull out. All of a sudden they don't have a side.
Yeah.
Oh, where's he going to go to next? Ends up going to East Rugby, having a pop there.
Just going,
you know what I mean?
One way
just
or the
like,
other. Yeah.
Just
didn't have the guidance.
Nah, and we had 2 sides
Yep.
up until under 17s just because of Miami there, and then just the individual, like I said, spent a lot of time with me.
Yeah.
So many like fundamentals which we still get taught now in the preseason, catch, pass. He was drumming into us like from early doors.
You know what? That's one thing I say about young kids that come to half of them can't even catch pass.
Yeah, that you need to get taught. Like I've sometimes I go down to the junior football and I kind of look around. I'm like, yeah, the coaching's so important.
It's massive. It's massive. It can turn kids away because
if my dad was my football coach, there's no way I'm playing NRL that way. So.
Just run hard tackle like that. So,
been carrying bricks around the training.
But so you get the debut right. How did you find out? Who told you?
No, it was just early in the week. I think we had a camp the week before and Nuggy broke his hand.
Yep.
I still didn't think I'd play. I thought I might be a spot at 14. And then Robbo just rang me and said, I'm going to play hooker. I didn't play much hooker at that point.
Oh, wow.
I played a couple of games like when I had to if someone got hurt in 20s. But then other than that, he said, yeah, it's just starting hooker. It's good.
How was that feeling like? Because you obviously said you haven't played much at hooker. Going to play first grade with the big boys.
Yeah, I was that nervous. It was like I don't know why, I went to Pioneer Park with one of my mates.
Yep.
And to like throw dummy half passes of the week. And I was like, just trying to hit the post. I couldn't hit the post. I don't know what it was. I'm better when someone's running onto it, just nice out in front of them.
Just
nice tempo on it. They can time their run.
So when you got that first pass in the game, how'd you feel? Did it go all right?
No, I went all right in the first game, yeah.
Because I'm sure if you didn't pass Jared the ball too good, he would have got stuck in you.
Oh, mate, whenever I played hooker, even in 18, and I used to fill in there when I had to, and 19 when Doug got hurt. And I remember every time I'd come on the field and I was there, Cooper would get everyone in and be like, boys, Victor's a hooker. Simple. And I'd be standing there, oh, thanks, mate.
Oh, well, that's all right.
Horrible.
Hey, it's good having Cooper Cronk there. It's like a coach. At least he simplified everyone's job, eh? And then, obviously, so you played the first year. What do you remember from your debut match?
No, I was against Newcastle. I just remember, just being tired. But, I was kind of, I'm always been fit as anyone. I was a cross-country runner, so... But I was, just gassed and just tried to do my best to keep going. I think I did all right, just holding on, nothing special. I was just scrapping around.
Yeah.
Just doing my best, but we won the game, which was handy. But, it was...
And how was after the game, mate? Because you're a bloke that doesn't mind a beer or two.
I don't think I got in the beer after that game because I think we played Cowboys.
Yep.
But, like my family was there, my brother ran on the field. I think it was on the Matty John show where they showed that, and he ran on my younger one with the beer in his hand, and then the Secchies start getting him and the coppers, and then he like jumped the thing back over, and then all the coppers pummeled him in front of my mum, and then my mum was crying because he was getting smashed up, and then that was it. Me and my brothers, my dad didn't care. We thought it was hilarious. He was getting pumped, but it was a bit of a situation for my mother. But ruined her day anyway.
Oh, mate. Well, your brother was probably flying and that happy for you, mate.
But, he's all good.
So the next year, right, you get to 18, you lose Mitchell Pearce, in the preseason, but you signed Cooper Cronk. What was it like around training when Cooper first came to the club?
It was like I think we signed Teddy at 2018, Cooper. Who else? I might have got someone else. I forget. But I just remember that was my first preseason. I didn't actually do preseason 17.
Oh, so you just sort of just come up?
No, they just pulled me in for the camp.
Yep.
And then Nug got hurt, and I just got put in. I didn't train with them. And then it was good. It was I didn't know any different, so it wasn't like, oh, there's a big difference.
Yeah.
But I just was young, had that much energy. Was fit as a fiddle, so I just trained hard in pre-season.
Yep.
And then, end up getting a bench spot to start the year, which I played for the first probably 10 weeks. I think I played like 3 minutes a game probably on average. But was getting matches that year too.
Oh,
so
how good!
Some of the easiest money I've ever got in my life, yeah.
And then, was it hard losing Pizzy because you're such a big, integral part around that group?
I think I felt it. Like, obviously I didn't know him too in deeply, but I kind of felt it at the end of that season, when it all unfolded. And then, I don't know. I felt like I grew up watching him, 13 grand final. He was the halfback, and he was a bloody good halfback. He was one of the top halfback in the thing. So, it panned out, working out all right. But at the time, probably a bit odd, but not like I cared about anything really.
And then, like with the season, because I remember you started off quite slow. Like you lose the Tigers the first round, and there was a lot of question marks over Teddy and obviously Cooper. They said the form. What was sort of a bit of a turning point of the season, you reckon?
I wasn't as influential as in the team. My role didn't change. I just played where I had to, worked hard, but I didn't think there wasn't a meeting or anything that turned it. But I remember at the start of the year we weren't going great in our attack, but we weren't losing that many games. They're all real small scores. So our D was on,
Yep.
We just weren't humming in attack, but we're still scratching out games. And I think we might have beat Bulldogs 6-0, or maybe that was 29.
Yeah, I think it was 6-0.
Like a ranked game. Everyone says it was the worst game ever. But we weren't we're winning. So our D must have been there looking back. And then once the attack started going, I guess, that was it.
And then obviously in the back end of the year, so you start to make the charge. I remember we were at Sharks. We played against in that first semi. Some of the plays that Latrell Mitchell come up with at the back end of that game. And then going, remember that one? He tackles
Luke Lewis, knocked the ball out.
Any other player doesn't stop that try.
Yeah, then Coops kicked the field goal. That was it then.
Oh, mate, broke our hearts. But then, you're going into the grand final. That's the one where Cooper Cronk busted his shoulder, wasn't it? Coming up against Melbourne Storm. I know they talk about it now. Did you think Cooper Cronk was going to play?
No, we were we got told that he wasn't.
Yep.
We were planning like he wasn't, and then it was captain's run. He said Coops came in and said he was. I was mad.
Really?
I'm going to play, boys.
Yeah.
And then we're going to play the same kind of either way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? With I think Coops on the short side, and then Kiri kind of controlling it, and then so he just came in and it was, mate. He played with a shattered shoulder.
I've seen the scar now. Like it's pretty big. How's his role in that grand final? Like, because Kiri obviously he got man of the match. Like Churchill,
was outstanding. Yeah.
But they reckon just his voice on the field was unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't know how many players can just be completely useless and still help a side besides someone like that. It's honestly it's beyond me how he, but it does make a difference. Having him there. His role. I don't know about the details at all. I wouldn't be able to remember too much, but he had Orbo next to him. I know Orbo was kind of doing that job a little bit differently, and then Kiri just took over. And pretty much won us the game. He was out of control that game.
I remember the start of that game was one of the best I've seen you guys. Did you guys like 24-0 at half time?
18-0.
18-0. Like that was, but the way you just dismantled Melbourne, like it was.
Yeah, it was just the
their back
Kiri's
five.
kick into the thing, jacking them up, taking them back.
Unbelievable.
It was just that, and then Kiri's try, the Troll try,
the
Manu try. Yeah, it was when it feels like everything just clicked. Everything was just in a bit of what's it called when
It's like everyone plays the actual best ability.
I don't know, just when you feel on top of the ground, it was just perfect rugby league. You look for the perfect game. I think that was pretty much it until maybe one intercept try. That was a perfect game, I guess.
And then so last 10 minutes, you're cruising. Do you get to soak it in? Like the crowd was enormous. You know that you've won the game. How's that feeling?
Yeah, well, Addo Carr got an intercept try, and that was 18-6. And I think that was only just come back on the field. I probably would have been 15 minutes to go still. So that was a bit like, oh, no, it's not over yet. We're on, And then Kiri nailed the field goal, and then from then it was 19-6. So I felt like that was when we thought we won it. But, it was mad. Just same thing. I don't remember too much. Just doing the same thing I do, just running around, just doing my job. And then after the game was mad. It was so much fun.
Well, I remember Joey come up to you and he goes, what are you going to do? And you, what is it?
Beers, more beers.
Yeah, but how was it afterwards?
Yeah, it was mad. I lost the plot that night. I swear, the 2019 one, I did it so much better. I learned some lessons.
Yeah.
Like I just got so retarded, and then I can't remember.
So how old are you in 2018? You're
20.
20 years old, mate.
Yeah.
Second year first grade NRL. You win the competition.
Yeah, it was mad. But yeah, I went retarded, and then can't remember. Then I think it was D, one of our finance chicks, come and got me out of. I was living with Teddy at the time, out of the house the next morning. I was just like, I just went too hard, and then I kind of blacked out half the night.
Where did you go? Because I remember seeing photos of, was it Dylan Napa?
I forget what it was called. It was somewhere in the city.
It was like full kill. It was the best photo ever.
And it's like the nightclub looking thing. It was after the Leagues Club and stuff. And then we went there, and then that's where I don't remember anything. I think maybe Jake Friend's missus put me in the cab or something. Got home eventually. But then that was like 8 a.m. when we had to get back to the club for the fan day.
Oh,
how's that? That was Napsky and Teddy and that. And they must have been rounding everyone up. Come on, we got the fan day. They're just walking to get a cab, and he's still in his boots.
So did they go straight from that pub to the fan day?
Yeah, well, we went back to the office.
Yep.
Which I think Napsky kept his gear on. He was going out of control, and then the office was at the stadium there.
Yeah.
We met there, and then a bus picked us up from there. We kind of drove through to just near Moore Park there, and they did like a little fan thing.
That's unbelievable. I remember the
celebration. How good's the photo on Napsky? It's the best photo.
We'll try and get it for social media. It's one of the greats. And then obviously, so you win the cop, right? You win. So a lot of the blokes in that team had won in 13, hadn't they? There was quite a fair few. From that
for
squad.
Sure. Yeah, all both.
What was the talk like going into the next season? Because everyone knows how hard it was to back it up, like to go back-to-back premiers, and it hadn't been done in the NRL era. Like, what was the chat going into that preseason?
I remember someone mentioning that Robbo said if anyone mentions back-to-back towards the media team or whatnot, no one's allowed to mention it.
Mm-hmm.
And then after the fact, I remember Robbo talking about 13, and they probably could have won it in 14. They ended up losing the South in that major semi when they were up by 18-0 or something.
Yep.
And he said, I remember him saying we couldn't repeat it. We had to create a whole new year or a whole new theme and whatnot. So I feel like that was the main thing. And then we just won. Yeah, it's hard for me to understand because I was just so young and just happy and just
as a young fella. Do you look back look, we are now? How hard it is to get in those situations? And to be able to do that in your first couple of years.
Yeah, I didn't take it for granted. Definitely, I lapped it all in. But I was just I was just so happy and playing first grade. I was getting money. I just was so happy and just wanted to train hard and just play hard, and that's all I cared about, really.
Oh, well, you did a good job of it.
Simple life.
You're still
very
doing a good
simple
job.
life.
But then, obviously, before we go in the 19th season, I remember Nick taking you over to Vegas. How was that trip?
Well, I didn't go in 18. I went in 19 because I wasn't 21.
Oh, so
they didn't let me go. Oh, they sent me, Lindsay, and Nat to Queenstown, for just a 3-day trip, just because.
Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, but I did start training the week before the boys went to Vegas, so I was training while they were all in Vegas.
Oh, how was the WhatsApp going at that stage?
I was a bit off it, but I don't know. I was.
Well, you went
I got the worst FOMO ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying to the boys, I was like, I'll just take my brother's ID. I look identical to him. We all look the exact same, but it didn't. I don't need the club because he had seen taking me over there.
Yeah.
Going mad, but it was I was training while I was on. So just. Worst FOMO in the world, and once it's over, you kind of get over it.
Once the boys got back.
Yeah. They still talk about it, but every time they talk about it, I'm a bit like, oh, fuck, out of the loop. Yeah. They always think I was there. Like, oh, do you remember that? And after, oh, no, I wasn't there.
Sorry, boys, I was only 20. I was in Queenstown.
I was training. No,
it was fun.
I was on Kipback's Lakes doing running
runs. So was that Nat Butcher?
Yeah, Nat
So was
Butcher.
he 20 as well, was he?
They took the blokes that played, and then because they were, I think Lindsay was maybe 18th man.
Okay, yep.
And that, so they like the whole team was part of it, obviously the whole squad, but I think they might have played the semi or something.
And just part of the squad and that.
Played the semi and then just missed out 19th man, so they sent them as well because they were a pretty big part of it as well.
Mate, I remember watching like on social media. Obviously, follow James.
What the boys on Vegas, yeah. Hey, it's undefeated,
mate, and we're back training as well.
Undefeated.
Probably you actually feel worse for you because they're your teammates. You're not old enough.
So then I went the next year.
So and then obviously 2019 starts again. How obviously you said Robbo didn't want to talk about the back-to-back. I think that was probably that season. I thought you were probably better than what you were in 18.
Yeah, I think so. I think we was that. Yeah, I think we started strong. Yeah. Like we maybe lost round one again. Just have to. Always have to lose round one.
Must be a good sign for you guys when you lose round one.
And then I think we won like 10 in a row or something. So we'll kind of took off where we left off. But that season wasn't that easy. Like, Nuggie was out most of the year.
Yep.
And then I was playing hooker. Like we were still, but like I said, our D was holding us in games. You know, weren't the greatest in attack, especially when I was playing hooker there. But we're just scraping out.
But you also got a chance for Sam Verrills to come in.
Well, I played hooker for a lot of it, and then they finally realised, I don't know how Nug was travelling and that, but they realised that we better try and get Sammy in there. And then Sammy came in, and then he killed it back into the year.
Unreal.
And then Nug ended up playing the grand final that bit, but
Nug came off the bench, didn't he?
Yeah,
for the GF because Sammy Verrills was.
That was his first game back because he broke his arm and then got surgery and then it got infected and all that.
Oh wow!
And that was his first game back, so they put him on the bench and then. They put him on right when Coops got 10 in the bin.
Yep.
If you remember that Nuggie, Robbo did that change.
That was when Sammy. Was that he took out someone when they scored a try, wasn't it?
Yeah, Papa Lee or whatever. Yeah. And then they put Nug on, and then if you watch that end of that game, mate, he was a weapon.
Unbelievable.
Like in hooker, kicked it out once, like a perfect little kick.
Yep.
Like, just controlled the game there.
Well, you know, like it's sort of a little bit similar to the year before. Cronk. When did you find out Nug was going to play the GF? Was he later?
Oh, he was close to playing the semi.
Okay, yep.
And then
and he's the captain as well.
Yeah. I remember him saying like he made like a selfless call there at one point because he was so close to playing. I feel like you could tell he really wanted to, but there was obviously something in his mind where like he felt like it was going to be selfish if he did. So he let whoever was on the bench there, maybe it was Lindsay again, play.
Yep.
And then, we ended up winning again, but then he was right for the next week. Like, he was touch and go for that semi, so his wasn't as...
Do you reckon that as a group, it sort of lifts you up again? Like,
yeah, it does, yeah. Those things, like I said, Cooper didn't do anything, but it just made everyone else
just the presence, eh?
Yeah, and same as Nug. Like, he's willing to put their bodies on the line, you know. Everyone else is like, let's go. Builds confidence in the side. But, yeah, he played an important role in that game, like, coming off 12 plays. He defends like a weapon, like you see. He moves that well. Defends like an extra defender. That's what Robbo reckons. So ended up working out for us perfectly.
And there's two moments in the game I remember pretty clearly. Is obviously the Ben Cummins one.
Yeah.
The 6 again. Did you notice that when you played?
Nah, not at the time. No.
Nah, it's a bit like Jack Whiten.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah. That. Like honestly, it was till the next day, and then a reporter was asking me like, "What about the controversy?" And I was just like, "What is going on? What controversy?"
Yeah. And then obviously Latrell Mitchell, just that short side. Was it a flick pass to Toops? Yeah. It's only sort of a play that Latrell could come up with, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, that was like we were out on our feet, had 12 blokes, and then they kept kicking it to BMOS. Like they did so many perfect kicks to BMOS in that corner. He caught every one of them like a weapon. And then they were on top, you know. And then that was that 6 again, and then I think it was just like Boydo behind the ruck. Like how many times has he done that? Skittled him.
It's such a tough carry.
Yeah, skittled him.
Yeah.
Kiri got out, hits the trail, flicks to him. Just almost like they've done it like 100 times during the year, so it was like nothing.
And then our mate back on.
Then Teddy supporting, like it was just muscle memory almost. It was it was good to watch.
And then obviously you just go on to win the game, and then like you said, from 18 you had quite a few experiences learned that don't blow your load too early in the celebrations. What was the difference in the celebrations this time?
No, like I said, I was there the whole time. I remember it all. It was so much better. I had the whole week, and I just enjoyed the whole thing. I didn't just go way too mad. Can't remember it be that rough for the Tuesday at the pub chundering. So this one I just paced myself and enjoyed the whole week. Hey, I loved it.
And so you remembered everything.
Got to go to Vegas.
How was the Vegas trip this time?
Yeah, it was good. It was all time.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Were any of the boys like, oh, we did all this last year? And like,
nah, but I remember when we first got there and we went and done like a training session.
Oh, so you had to train over there too?
Yeah, it was a training, like a bit of a training camp as well at the time. So we went and trained and I'm there and I'm just like, where's the beers? Let's go, mad. And then I remember some of the boys like, mate, trust me, it's going to go, mad. Like, we've got a week here. Just go easy, young fella.
So Vegas for a week?
Nah, LA for 4 days and Vegas for 2 nights. 4 nights, yeah, so 6 days.
That's enough in Vegas, man.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But by the time we got to Vegas, man, I was leaking my wounds. I lost my passport in LA, missed my flight.
So what'd you do? Where was it?
I was back in the hotel, but I missed my flight. I had to go back. I was rough as guts. There's a good photo of me, like all the boys on the bus.
Yeah.
And I'm standing there in my bags and the bus is driving off in the pissing down rain. Like they just go, I'm like, oh, my passport. And all the boys are like, get off the bus, mate.
Really?
Go. You're on your own devices.
So what did you have to do? So
I went back to the hotel, found it, and then Alex Phillips, our media manager who was over there, came and gave us a hand. And she booked the flight and that. Thank God she come. I couldn't talk.
So
mate.
was that from LA to Vegas?
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine you had to miss that flight.
Yeah, well, I ended up booking another flight and got it.
But
I had a plan B. I was going to drive a car there.
But you know, it's only 40 minutes by plane or 3-hour drive. That would have been drive would have been mad.
Oh, was that rough, man?
Alex
would have drove.
Imagine you driving the car.
That was my backup plan. If I didn't find it, I was just going to rough it and hire a car and just drive there.
And then, so was it the whole squad this time that went? Everyone was able to go?
Yeah, all the players go. Yeah, not the all 30, no.
And does Nick go over with you as well?
Nick came over. Yeah, he does the night. Had a doozy dinner.
Yep.
He for an old codger, mate, he gets involved. He loves seeing us all have fun.
Well, I've got a question. Like, we all hear about Nick Politis, obviously, with how good, the Roosters. He's the first one to get a sponsorship on the jersey. Like, what does he mean to the Roosters? Like, because as a person outside in, I don't know much about him. But then I remember watching that grand final, and all of you like, he's all thank Nick. He's all got around him. He's like a player in the side. Yeah, he's the heart of the whole club. Like he said years ago when the Roosters weren't going that flash, kind of took over and then ended up building it into this I feel like it's such a good organisation, and I'm so grateful that I'm a part of it. And he he's just so selfless in the club. He just wants the club to do well, wants it to build strong and powerful. And I'm lucky that I kind of grew up in the eastern suburbs and I've got that connection there. Like, because it's I feel like everyone who leaves, they always say the grass isn't greener. So yeah, it's a good join, and he's the head honcho of it all. Is he living in the eastern suburbs now?
I couldn't tell you exactly where he lives. He's not far away.
What about, how did he get involved with the Chooks? Do you know how he got involved at all?
I've been told it before. I think the first thing he done was, did he own the club before he put the sponsor on it?
I'm not sure. I don't know much about Nick.
I don't know. I've been told this story before. I think it's something to do with...
He had City Forward.
City Forward, and he was the first to do the sponsors in all of, the game.
Yeah, because remember he approached them, and then the NRL, they weren't happy at the time, but then he was the first one to get it passed.
Yeah, and then I think ever since owning the club, I think it's been over 40 years, I think.
Unbelievable. And you just see the players that, I've seen, when you had Freddie talk to him, just the amount of respect Freddie's got for him. Luke Rickettson's,
He's intimidating, especially when I was younger, but, once you, I know him a bit better now, he's just so nice, just loves footy, he just wants us all to do well.
Yep.
And just wants the best for all of us, so that's why you just kind of respect him. He's, for such a high-profile big bloke, he's just wants me to do well. I don't know why. I know one of his players, but he cares that that we're all doing well.
Nah, it's awesome. It's good to have the big clubs to have people like him. There's a lot of piss take with the sombrero, but at the end of the day, I reckon it's his power broking in those meetings. Look at Dave Fafita. You get Fafita, but then when he's a little bit unsure, Nick just steps in and goes, "Nah."
Yeah, for sure. They don't take he does not take any shit from anyone. He's in charge and. He'll do the right thing by you as long as you do the right thing by him. It's pretty simple. He's such a caring bloke, so that's why I want to always stay right by him.
I'm sure he will, mate. He loves you, especially being an Eastern Suburbs boy. I don't think he'll let you go anywhere.
I hope not.
And then obviously at the end of that 19 year, Cooper Cronk decides to retire. How was it without him? In 2020, because he's such an influential player, not just a player but a person. What he brings to a club.
Yeah, that year was weird because I was COVID.
Yep.
Played 2 rounds, lost 2 rounds, and then COVID happened. So we didn't play for ages, remember that? And And then I think we came out and we won. We were winning. Like I think we won the first 8 or 9 games after COVID. Like 6 games into that, I done my ACL, so I was kind of a bit out of the loop that year. No, I wasn't out of the loop. I was nothing else to do but go to training.
Yeah,
because that was when we weren't allowed to go to cafes.
Yeah, exactly.
And I used to go to training like every day, and I'd just do upper body weights and just hang around. I remember someone telling me like, "Mate, go home," and I was like, "What do you want me to fucking do? Just go sit at home by myself?" I forget who said it, and I lost it one day.
Yeah,
I said, "Stop telling me to go home."
There's nothing else you could do.
No, I couldn't even go to the beach.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because you weren't allowed to do that either.
Yeah, no, that's when I end up just almost like just start to do the wrong thing. Just
get yourself in a bit of trouble, eh? And then so you lose like Cooper Cronk, and then the next couple of years through the head knocks and concussions, you lose Nug, which is Jake Friend, then you lose Big Boydie.
Yeah.
On a group, do you reckon it's impacted you, like losing such significant figures at the club?
Yeah, it makes a difference. You lose Cooper, Boyd, Orbo, Nug.
I forgot Orbo as well.
All in a short period of time there.
Yep.
It's got to leave some sort of hole. I feel like they were such influential players for us in 18, 19, and then Boyd, Nug, Orbo, all the way from 2010 or whenever they were 2013 grand final as well. It's got to leave a bit of a hole. We probably still haven't filled it to our full potential. I feel like we're on our track this year. I feel like we're doing really well and we're playing good footy. So, it was a bit of a weird time there. We had a lot of injuries.
Did you feel it coming with those two with the head knocks, or was just?
It was just that year was just tough. Like Nug was doing a tough Boyd. Like I said, it was still like COVID. It was just we just had injuries. It was just it was different. When they decided to retire, it was heavy. It was really heavy. Boyd was only young. What was Boyd, 28, 29?
Yeah, and he's younger than me. Like he was only 28, and he was captain of Australia, captain of New South Wales.
Weapon, you should see him still now, mate. He could play. He could play for Australia now.
He walks like he's got suitcases. That's how big he is. And he's not even trying to do it. Like
I know. That's why. So that was like Nugget as well. Obviously, he just came off winning an Origin series. Hooker, he got man in the series. It wasn't like these blokes.
That was the worst Queensland team. Was that that one?
I think so. Yeah, that was the end of season one. I think
he killed it.
Yeah, he got man in the series for him. So it wasn't like these blokes were getting old and like.
And are they still involved in the club?
Yeah. Boyd's our defensive coach.
Yep.
Nug does the academy and just coached the SG ball side.
Yeah.
Obviously Orbo does the academy, so they're still there and around. Probably got to keep them around. Sometimes you look at them and think, wish they were playing, especially Boyd, but he's not coming back.
He wasn't a big talker, Boydie, was he? But he was. His actions were enormous.
Oh, he's a machine.
Mate.
Like I said, that 19 grand final was just Boyd. How many times has he done that in Origin?
Mate,
big games. Skittles them, try.
And for the thing at home, people don't understand how tough that line is to run because you're going to get whacked.
You can, looking back, you can understand. I feel a bit bad for him, but that's probably why I end up.
That was
how he played is why I end up retiring.
And it was also like a lot of people. How hard did he train?
He's a tank, mate.
There's no off switch with Boydie.
In the wrestle room. There's no, you're doing that wrestling, you just let blokes get you on your side with his cruise. No way. He'll break his neck before when you're trying to crimp his neck, he'll break it before he gives in.
I've heard a couple of stories like Jared's like that as well.
Yeah.
Blokes like Lindsay. Is that what it's like going to wrestle sessions like a full on game?
Yeah. No, they just I think Jared consciously does it all the time because he knows that's his job and he's done it for so long. Lindsay's like that now. He's kind of he's evolved into that bloke who holds the standards. I'm a cat. And
please, mate,
Boydo was just he does our wrestle sessions now. He's in there, him and Larry.
Yep.
He lets you know if you're not having a crack.
Yeah.
It's good.
So he gets right involved. Does he still wrestle with you as well?
He doesn't wrestle with us, no. Yeah. He does I think he does stuff with Larry and jiu-jitsu and all that.
Okay.
He must be bashing himself.
Fitzy was the same, wasn't he?
Yeah. Well, I think they just get head noise when they're not bruised up and battered a bit or sore.
Yeah,
they get head noise when they're not sore. I think Boyd was saying that the other day. He's like,
really?
He's like, I just when you just want to be hurting a bit. He's like, I woke up feeling that good. He's like, I was off it.
Well, mate, I've heard a story about you. Like when people bleed on the field, you get a bit disappointed it's not you.
That's a lie.
Oh, mate.
I tell you what, it wasn't on the weekend when I got this. I was
really?
off it. Just because. I just knew it was going to be a pain in the ass. I don't mind getting a cut here.
The cut's up here, all right.
Yeah, so it's the mouth one.
You got to move it and eat. How's eating going?
My missus made the world's saltiest potatoes last night. Almost killed me.
Another one I've actually I like to find your thoughts on is obviously you made the decision to play for England. Do you reckon you should be allowed to play Origin?
No, I made that decision knowing I couldn't. So,
you're happy with that decision?
Yeah, well, I knew that was the decision I was making, and I'm happy with it now, definitely still.
Yep.
If they decided to change the rule, that's a massive win for me. Not that I probably wouldn't even get picked anyway, but...
please, I reckon you'd be... Who's our lock?
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, and then... I'm not expecting them to change it.
Do you sort of like... Because I remember there was some times...
I'd be happy if they did, but I don't expect them to.
Like, there was a couple of times where you basically... If you ask me, you're in the Origin team, but you got suspension. It's cost you a couple of times, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, when I smacked Pangai straight in the mouth the week before. Got 5 weeks.
Unbelievable.
And then, I'd done my Cindy once, but probably the same thing. I was probably not even in the side anyway, so it wasn't like I was a sure thing, you know?
No, I think you're a bit more of a chance.
If I got a chance to play one day, it would be cool, but, mate, I love playing for England. It's honestly the best.
Talk to us. What's so good about England? Like, obviously, because a lot of us will play for Aussies or New South Wales. We don't know
I just love the English people. We go on tour. It's just they're my sort of people. I can't understand why their banter's so good.
Yep.
They love a beer. Like my dad came over. It was so good to see him and all his mates.
Is that how you qualify through your old man?
My dad's English. Yep. Yeah, go to his hometown. Like I hung my debut jersey above where my granddad Derek used to go in the workman's club there every day. Apparently.
So where are they from over in England?
In between Sheffield and Barnsley.
Okay,
a town called Hoyland.
Yep.
And then I got to hang like my JB jersey above his seat. He's dead now, but
oh wow.
Where he sat, like that was cool. And I remember when I walked in there with one of my mates.
Yep.
And one of the lady behind the bar said, "You're Derek's grandson." They could tell from my head with the Radley nose. I said, yeah, it was funny, like listening to all. And they told good stories about him. Apparently, he was a legend. One of the local lads said he used to go to all the local football games.
Yep.
Like every game, away games, you go watch them.
Yep.
Birdville, I think, was the side. And then they said they're still today after they win, they say cheers to Derek.
Oh, wow.
Because he was like a big part of it. So, he was a good lad.
Did he ever come out down under?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he came out for, I think, my dad's wedding. He came out one other time. We went over a couple of times, met him. And I think he passed away when I was like 15 or something.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, my dad was frothing as well. He loved it. And all his mates. He had a big crew of lads.
Oh, that's unreal. So when was the first time you put the English jersey on?
That World Cup.
And then your old man come over for that game?
Nah, he came over for he got over like 3 games in.
Yep.
For the and for the final.
So was that the first game when you won by 60? How good's that feeling?
Yeah, that was mad. Yeah, we ended up losing to them, so it's tough.
What were the Pommy fellas like that you got to play with?
They're all legends, mate.
Yeah.
Have you played? Jimmy Graham.
Yeah, Jimmy Graham's
mate. Pommies are all time.
I had Gareth Ellis, champion. They're loose, aren't they?
They're loose, but they work hard. They're that happy to turn up hungover and do anything, or just
really. That's
just what they're like. I swear, it's just they got this mindset of just turn up for work.
They all look like that except for one player, I reckon. Herbie Farnworth.
Oh yeah, he's
a good sort, but
he's on the other end of because he was my roommate in the World Cup.
Oh really?
Yeah,
what's he like?
He's a good. I love him. He's a good dude. Yeah, he's a little bit different. He's so nice. He he hasn't got the best roommate etiquette. He watches poker videos with the volume up, and I go to bed early.
Yeah,
and I just hear someone
chips.
Just sitting there like.
So he just plays all night.
No, he just watches videos. He was into his poker at the time.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But he's a good dude. Yeah, he's not the OG English look like this.
Nah, he's
get on the piss.
He's more like the Geordie Shaw sort of type.
Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
What about your little incident over there?
Oh, with Bentley?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sweet. It was just a little tiff, and then that was it.
Was he your teammate or?
Nah, he played for Ireland.
It was our
end. That's why. It was
just a little bit of banter in the pub.
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah, we were sweet chat after, and then someone writes a column, that's it.
Don't you hate that when things get out like that?
Yeah.
Like the boys just having a few brewskis and one thing leads to another.
I've been punching there that many times on the piss.
And then you shake hands afterwards.
It's hilarious.
Mate.
Look at my face. It's made to get punched in the head. I block punches with my nose.
Well, let's talk about the way you played. Obviously, you love your collisions. What about the rule change when if you just make a little touch on the chin now?
Yeah.
The South Sydney game. Do you reckon you get targeted a fair bit if it's you're in a tackle? Because I've watched Teddy when he goes up as a captain, and as soon as you're in a big collision, you know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Well, there's been a couple where I walked up. I'm not going to get sent for this. Am I? It's just like, you're gone.
Mate, there's been times, even Robbo after the end of the game goes, I think it's because who the player is.
It's that for sure. You see Jared as well. Like,
yep.
And I see other instances and I look at it and I think, geez, if that was me, I'm gone there. But
mate.
It doesn't like, it's my own fault, really, to be honest. It's my own fault the way I've been pretty ill-disciplined my whole career, so it's my own fault. It's not anyone else's fault.
The funny thing is, I reckon if you play in the 90s, you don't get suspended at all.
Yeah, well, we're not playing in the 90s.
Yeah, it's true.
But I'll get enough smacks on my head, so we'll call it even.
That's the style of footy you play. I remember one game, I think we played the SFL, what was it? The Anzac Clash. You and Blake Laurie going at it.
Oh, yeah, he knocked me out in the kickoff.
Yeah, you used both exactly the same. You just love the collision, then it'll come off or it'll go the wrong way, and you try to smack him and you go, okay, off the kickoff.
Done my test. You repeat the 6 words. I was just sitting there.
You know it off by heart now, wouldn't you?
I'm all right at that test. That's one test I will pass, mate.
But then we've mentioned Jared a few times. Like, how has he helped you to become the player you are now?
I think it's like he doesn't have a day off. Like it's a wrestle session. Like we're doing like goal line D, and we might only be like a low contact. Yeah. People are going around tapping legs. Like he's putting you on the deck.
So he goes in full hard.
Well, maybe not at the legs, but he's getting you on the ground.
Yeah,
like you go on the ground with him. Like just his standards have never wavered since I've started. And even like he'll be that old and sore compared to most, and he just still is just rock solid. So that's probably the like you can see Lindsay kind of has taken that on, and he's kind of doing that as well. That's probably he's just so consistent, and then it just shows he's just the hardest man I've ever met in my life.
Because I know as a player against him, he's the big alpha. He's the one that you want to go, and he's done it for 15 years, mate.
Imagine being the alpha and everyone trying to take your head off for 15 years.
Every week.
Yeah, and
he does it for his country. He does it for his club. But the other thing about Jared, a lot of people tell, I was talking to Teddy about it, he reckons he's the world's best bloke off the field.
Yeah, he's the best. He's the biggest role model as I just had a baby, so he's like anything that Jazza does with his family or kids or whatnot, like no matter what it is, if he does it, I'll do it.
Really?
He's my like what do you call it, like not mentor, but whatever.
Inspiration.
Well, just if he does it, it's sweet.
Really?
And it could be something that probably isn't sweet, but if he's doing it, I think it's sweet.
That's what Teddy's like, mate.
He's my level up, my bar.
He's just like, mate, you don't understand. He's such a good bloke off the field. Like,
Best.
He's not, like, he's a big kid. He, like, wraps his arm around anyone at the club, whether you're a 300 gamer or a development player. He just brings everyone into the group together.
He's such a good dude, man. So easy to talk to.
Yeah.
Like, you can talk to him for hours. I roomed with him for like a year and a bit. He'd just talk for hours. I remember like in bed, and I would just be laughing, talking to him. I'm like, hey, I'm going to sleep, hey, that'll do. Stop making me laugh. I need to wind down. He's just the best bloke, eh?
Are you gonna miss him a fair bit once he does it? Moving on.
Yeah, I've thought about it a couple of times. Even when he first announced it, it's like, I can't believe he's gone. I feel like that's really an end of an era. Like, like we said, those players that we spoke about before with like Boyd, Orbo, Nug. Now Jared's kind of the last one of that crew.
Yeah.
Toops just signed another year, so he's probably is the.
He's going on again, Toops. How good's that?
Yeah, I think he signed another year. Did I read that?
I think I'm not sure. He's very underrated player,
he's a
mate.
Freak.
He's
done that well for us for that many years.
He just played his 250th game on the weekend. Yeah. So a lot of respect to him, mate. And then talk to us about Trent Robinson. You don't get much from him. Speaking of players that have been coached by him, he's a different type of guy.
Yeah, mate. He's going to tell you, he's hit you between the eyes. There's a lot of stuff, but he only wants what's best for you and the Roosters. That's probably his biggest. Like, wants to make sure I'm a good person, and then the Roosters are winning really and a strong club. So he's he's not your your normal straight bloke, but
I've heard a couple of rituals that you did in one preseason with him.
Dancing in the bush and that. Yeah. That's all just to get us out of our... I love that stuff. That's to get us out of our comfort.
Do you want to tell the people the listening?
Oh, no, this was years ago now. That's when I first started. We were in Queenstown.
Yep.
And we all just walked to a bush and went there to talk to each other. And then there was just like this lady there with some house music and that. And it was just like, we'll get up. And the lady's like, dance, be free. Like, And like to make it awkward, like because some people wouldn't want to dance. Like Kiri didn't.
How did Teddy go?
Teddy's good. Kiri and Nat stiff as a board.
Oh, are they stiff as are they?
Yeah, it was just like to get us out of our comfort zone. But that one's fun. It was mad.
Yeah. No, but there's another one. I think Lodgy was telling me one. It was like a sweat room or something.
Oh, the sweat lodge.
Yeah, the sweat lodge.
That's just a traditional sauna. They're mad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just like I think it's a Native American thing, and they kind of build bamboo. It's just a traditional sauna.
He reckons you were like the spokesperson or something.
I was the stone master.
The stone master. That's it. Yes.
So you pull the stones out of the fire and put them in the hole in the middle.
Yep.
And then they pour water on them because that's kind of how they get the steam. But I had to get them out the fire.
How was that? Like,
yeah, it's mad. That's hectic.
And then all the boys were just
everyone gets in there, and then you can kind of like, it's just you can kind of like share something if you want, something sitting with you.
Yeah, nice.
Share something like say thanks to someone or throw out some like love for someone who's sick or whatever. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
It's mad.
And so, like, when you do those things, do you feel like as a group you become closer?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
It's just like you do anything as a group, you get closer. You get in the piss, you get closer. You do stuff like that, you get closer. Like you go on trips away, you want to spend time together doing different and cool things. Like I reckon, like Robbo does it so well. Like so many good experiences that I've had that I would never have had if I was just working as a carpenter. You know, like it's actually mad.
Cool. Speaking of a carpenter, look at your hands now. There looks a bit of paint on them, mate.
Oh, no, I was painting the cot.
Oh, wow.
Painting the cot, yeah. I'm a tight ass like that. I'll get an old cot and then sand it up and paint it myself.
You sound like my missus, mate. So talk to us. You're a fully qualified carpenter?
Yeah.
How's that? So is that what you want to do when you retire?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I left in year 10. I did it for 4 years.
Yep.
Then started full-time in 2018, so it was actually good because I got to finish it.
Yep.
I love it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
You did your own place up, haven't you?
Oh, well, my dad's a builder, so he done most of it. I helped.
That's all right.
I'm all right carpenter. I'm not a builder.
Nah.
But there's carpentry work to be done. I'll help.
Oh, that's all right. At least your hands on.
Cut it within 10 mil. Any fine detail stuff, I'll probably leave to someone else. But any framing or
so what do you like about it? Like, what made you get into it?
I just loved timber at school, and then like my dad was a builder. I kind of looked up to him, so I wanted to be a builder as well. And then I just like it's almost like a rugby league team, but at a building site, the All Blokes. Like, it's all hilarious. Like, it's a good laugh. If you've got a good crew.
They look like your type of blokes too.
Yeah, if you've got a good crew, you do anything, no matter how hard you're working. It's that good. At the end of the day, beer, shut the gates. There's no better beer.
What's your go-to beer?
I'll drink anything, but my dad's always got Ted's, I don't know why I like Ted's, and everyone bags Ted's.
Yeah?
A bit of basic beer, but I'll buy a crate of Ted's and have it.
Mate, you got to have your own beer. You can't be copying everyone else.
Yeah, I know, yeah. So that's... If I always get a slab for after work and you've got sawdust in your throat,
oh mate,
shut the gates.
You look like you can't wait for the future of being a chippy.
Yeah, mate. As long as we've got a good crew, honestly, it's some of the best work. It's hard work.
Yep.
But it's honestly the most
rewarding. You look
rewarding.
like the type that have the tool belt on, the short shorts, and no shirt on the suburbs.
Yeah. Working on the prom there at Bronny. Like that.
And then speaking of the cot, you're a dad now, mate. How's the change in life to become a dad?
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah,
I love it so much. Like, I don't know, like if my life's changed that much, I still go to training and still get smashed in the face. But when I come home, I just love seeing him. Some days, like I guess like yesterday, I come home, I was that tired.
Yeah,
my missus gave him straight to me for like a bit of time. That was almost the end of me. But other than that, it's good.
Do you reckon it's changed your perspective a little bit? Like how much, like it shows you that like there's so much more to life now.
Yeah, like I've always wanted to be a dad. I've wanted to have a kid. Like, ever since I can kind of remember as I was being an adult, I can't wait to be a dad. I love it. Like I absolutely love it. But I missed 2 weeks. I missed the Anzac round and when the boys played up in Brisbane.
Yep.
So if you think about like perspective, like did I think footy's? I was still livid. Like I still went home, kind of had FOMO and like. It wasn't like I was like, it's all good. I still filthy. I tore my hammy, you know?
Yep.
So I don't think he's changed it that much, although I do love him. Not like I don't love him, but...
There's no better feeling.
How
old is he now?
4 months.
Oh, mate, he's starting to get into the great age.
Yeah, he's
wait till he starts running around, mate.
Yeah, look, I can't wait to say his dad.
Because, honestly, you sort of remind me like a bloke that doesn't like to miss out on anything. Yeah,
I got the worst FOMO you'll ever meet in your life. I can't do FOMO.
So what do you do in your downtime then? When you get downtime?
I don't mind like improving my house. Like my house we've already actually done it now at the moment, but I don't mind like doing stuff in the house or and I just love doing that. Like I had a unit, did that, sold that, and then.
So you did your own renos to the unit yourself?
Yeah, that wasn't much. That was just floors and paint and
still a fair bit.
Decks and that. Yeah, like I just like doing stuff on the house. I don't know. I get like happy about seeing the work I've done when it's done.
You appreciate
I'm painting the cot at the moment.
Do you appreciate a lot more knowing that you've done it yourself?
Yeah. I don't mind just doing little handyman. I hate doing stuff inside, like I'm mopping the floors and that. But I'll do the outside work.
Do any of the boys ever hit you up to come around and do some stuff?
Yeah, Teddy used to all the time, but I barred him now.
He wouldn't pay.
He's got that much money.
He wouldn't pay, mate.
He's asking me about my mate BT to paint his fence.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, just go pay a painter, mate. Honestly,
he wouldn't want to get those pretty hands dirty, mate.
He don't get his hands dirty.
You know what he's like. He's a shocker.
Yeah,
mate. And then at the end of this year, so you've obviously got Jared moving on. You got Joey Manu, Swirly going to Union. Kiri's retired. Do you feel like we spoke about the change of the guard with the 13 crew? Do you reckon it's another end of an era, sort of for the Roosters come up with a new change?
It doesn't feel like that. No, when I think of Jared leaving, I think of kind of that old school crew, which I grew up watching because 2013 was kind of my first real vivid memory of like the Roosters and that grand final because I went to that game. That's kind of what I meant by I feel like that's the end of a guard, but I don't think so. No, I feel like we're losing some good players there, Kiri, Sue, and Manu, but it doesn't feel like that to me. Yeah, I'm not sure. I can't tell you why, but it doesn't feel like. I feel like we're gonna.
Do you feel like it's extra added motivation for the rest of this season?
Yeah. I feel like maybe those boys, especially.
Yep.
You can see Kiri almost looks like he knows it's his last year, and he's just happy.
He's playing good footy, mate.
Yeah. But he's happy. He's not. He just doesn't look, worried about, his body or training too hard. He's just going, this is me. I'm going to do everything I can for the rest, and it's
so refreshing. He's just going after it, the big boy.
Yeah, let's go win. We're mad.
And he's been a great player. Like he's won 3 competitions, obviously
he's
2 clubs, mate.
Mate, he's a freak. I hope he gets picked for Origin.
I reckon he's very underrated by a lot of people.
Yeah, he is. Well, he's won 3 comps, mate. Yeah, he won us the game in 2018. Yeah, and then did that. Got the ball, scooted down the short side, got it to the Cho, who essentially won us that game in the end. Like he's just a winner. He's a freak.
So what does Victor Radley want to be remembered by once the career is over, mate?
I just want to be just worked as hard as I could and loyal, and I want to be remembered that when I was done, like I was done because I had no more. Yeah. I don't want to be done for any other reason.
And then we're just going to have plenty of beers after that? Or what?
Yeah, back on the building site and 3 o'clock beers. Perfect.
Oh, mate, you've been outstanding. It's been a great chat, mate. I can't thank you enough for jumping in the Woodsy's footy tour. Thanks so much, big fella.
Cheers, Woodsy. Thanks,
all the best
mate.
Rest of the year.